Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today in Need for Speed Unbound we are going to be looking at the Volvo Amazon P130. And we're going to be doing it in A+ class and S class today. So good news is, well, first bad news is you have to do an engine swap. Good news is it's the same engine for both. So the engine you're going to swap into is the 3.5 liter inline 6. Which, even though it's the first engine on the list, is one of the most expensive ones at $230,000 or something like that, I think. But anyways, that's the one we're using. For the parts, it is the Sport Induction, the Pro ECU, the Basic Fuel System, the Sport Exhaust, the Super Exhaust, my bad. The super screw I cannot speak today. I apologize. The super screw supercharger with the Sport Nitrous, the Elite off-road suspension, the basic brakes, basic tires, Elite clutch, the super 7-speed gearbox, the Elite differential, and super nitrous grip and drift. For the handling, we have 60% grip, steering sensitivity is all the way up, downforce is 3 to the right, traction control is off, and drift entry is set to brake tap. This will give us a very high 208 miles per hour. For A+, that's pretty high. A 0 to 60 of 4.8, which is kind of low, and a quarter mile of 12.6, which is also kind of low. So off the line, this thing isn't great. But once you get into about 4th gear, it really starts to climb pretty quick. So it ends up kind of evening out in the end. I just recommend not crashing or having to start from a dead stop with this car. Alright, so let's go hop into a race and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so here we are on Skyline Sprint, which is a top speed race. So provided I could get to the top speed and not wreck, I should win this race unless somebody has something out there that's just a little bit better. But we're about to find out. Let's get the launch. Okay, so like I said, off the line, not the greatest. But I am in front just due to the fact I was towards the front of the pack. I'm just hoping I can stay at the front of the pack and pull away and win this without crashing. That is always the goal though, isn't it? I'm not even trying to build up my boost at this point. I'm just trying not to run into stuff. So as you can see, it is climbing through the speed pretty quickly. It's just a matter of those few slight corners right there because I didn't want to drift it, but I'm still doing okay for the most part, and it looks like I've got a pretty decent lead at the moment. And it's still growing, so that's always good too. I'm curious to see if this will get anywhere near its top speed before I finish the race, because the corners make me slow a little bit. If I could get some more burst, I'd get there a lot faster for sure. But like I said, I'm trying to race a little bit conservatively with this just because it is so slow starting from a dead stop. And I'm also, not used to how this car handles. I haven't really raced it in A+. I've raced it in S a couple of times, but not so much in A+. So far, it's not too bad, but again, it's taking me longer to get to the top speed than I would like. Mostly because I'm not trying to get close to cars and get that burst NOS like I normally would in other vehicles. But I just broke 200 right at the end because I got a little more brave at the end of that race. So not a bad start. Let's see how far ahead I finished. Okay, nobody else has finished yet. I did that in 1:54, so that's pretty good time. Okay, there we go. The next person finished in 2:13. So yeah, that was a pretty good win right there. Let's see how it does in the next race, which actually has some corners involved, like real corners. Alright, so this one is a cornering race. Not sure how this is going to go. When you drift the corners in this car, at least in S-Class, and I'm assuming it's the same for A+, you kind of need to let off the gas a little bit. Otherwise, it will overdrift. So let's get the launch and find out how that goes. So there's that slow off the line like before. But at least I'm getting some decent draft at the moment. Oops. Oh, and that was a rental car that I think just tried to take me out, but I'm not sure. So that right there, I did have to let off of the gas. Otherwise, it was definitely going to overdrift, and that would not have been good. So, like I said, the acceleration, like the 0 to 60 in the quarter mile on this, are not the greatest. But I'm already up to 130 in this section, so that's also pretty good. It's just a matter of staying ahead of everybody else and not screwing up. Which, let's be honest, that's always what you want, but it's more so with this one just because of that slow acceleration. So far, it's not too bad. I have managed to stay up ahead, and going over the dirt sections isn't as bad as in this car as it is in a lot of my other builds, because this actually has an off-road suspension on it, so it can handle off-road things a little bit better. Just like one off-road part can really help that out. Oh god, don't. Oh, I got close there. Oh, going off in that section sucks. I mean, going off in any section sucks, but that one especially is just no bueno. So nice little amount of burst NOS off of just doing a grip turn right there. Now let's get a nice little bit right here. And let's save it for a second, because I didn't want to run into the back end of that car. And I should have probably drifted that a little bit, but I didn't. I didn't want to screw things up too much. And here we go. We're going down this final stretch, and if I don't wreck, I should be good to go. But this is the dangerous portion of the race, because you never know what you're going to run into, literally or metaphorically. So not too bad, really, for having some corners in there for once and actually having to turn. So, I mean, that handled pretty well. Let's see what the final times were. I finished at 2:11, so I'm not real upset about that. And the next car was 15 seconds behind me. So there we go. One more race to go, and then it'll be off to the S-Class. Okay, here we are on the final race of this series. So long as I don't place any worse than second, I should win the series. But yeah, I'm gonna get the launch and we'll find out how it goes. Here's the launch, which isn't too bad to actually hold it into that launch spot. It actually is fairly easy, which is nice, because some of them aren't that easy to get into. That Colorado was a little loose right there. A little shaky. And I am catching this M3 Evo 2. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump into you. And didn't mean to bump you there, but, you know, that wasn't 100% my fault. Oh, he just pushed me. That sucked. Well, now you can see what it's like to go from a dead stop. I don't know if that was on purpose or on accident. I could see that one going either way. But yeah, oh my goodness. That was pure luck that I didn't run into that car. But this truck right here, not the greatest apparently, because I just caught it pretty easily. So either they messed up or it's just tuned poorly. Or it's just not a good build, because I've only ever built that for off-road, I think. But I'm not too upset about this right now. It's just the handling isn't the greatest because I don't have any better tires on it. And I don't have really good grip with this car. I could move the gearbox down and not have quite as much top speed, which is definitely viable, but I wanted the top speed for this one because the acceleration wasn't that great. So I have no good tires on this car, but it seems to be working out for the most part, at least in this race. So there we go. That is another first place finish with this 1970s car. Yeah. So as far as A+ goes, I'm pretty happy with it, actually. I might actually start using it in A+ more often. I'll see going forward. All right, now it's off to S, and we will see how that build turns out. Okay, so here we are with the S build. Like I had said previously, we're going to stick with the same engine, which is the 3.5 liter inline 6. For the parts, we are using the Super Induction, the Elite ECU, the Super Fuel System, the Super Exhaust, the Elite Screw Supercharger, the Sport Nitrous, the Elite Off-Road Suspension still, the Super Brakes, the Elite Grip Tires, the Elite Clutch, the Pro 6-speed gearbox with the Elite Differential, and the Super Nitrous Grip and Super Nitrous Drift. And now for the handling, it is 75% grip, steering sensitivity and downforce all the way up, traction control is off, and drift entry is set for brake tap. All right, let's go hop into a race, and I will show you how it does in S. Okay, so I have an almost full lobby on this race with some really good cars in it. They're definitely going to take me off the line, and I wouldn't be surprised if I don't win. But let's race it, and we'll find out. I mean, that's all we can do, right? So there we go off the line. Somebody's got to start flying past me, I would assume. Here comes the McLaren. The McLaren will do it, right? I mean, the McLaren has to pass me. It's a McLaren. Or not. Okay. Yeah. So far, oh Lord, there we go. Yeah, make it through that corner without wrecking. That's how we do. Or I should say that curve. It wasn't really a corner. Coming up to a danger zone for this vehicle is this first one right here. Like I said, it's a danger zone, and I wrecked out. So that sucks. The handling on this car is tricky. Not gonna lie, it is tricky. Whoa. He almost wrecked me out. Like, he almost, took me out. But I'm gonna see if I can at least get back up in a second. That is about my only hope at the moment, unless whoever's up in first wrecks out. Then maybe I have a chance of getting first back. But if you, like I said, if you wreck with this car, you're going to be in a world of hurt because it is slow to get going. So you have to hope your driving is good enough in it that you don't wreck out. But it looks like whoever's in first made a mistake because second place just caught them and I am catching up to both. So hopefully I can get my spot back, and if not, it is what it is. I'm not expecting to, but I'm hoping to. So here we go. Can I do it? Oh, why did you have to bump me? Why did you have to bump me? I should be drafting him, but I'm not. That horn! That's the first I've heard that horn at all. So, I'm not really upset with that. I got into second place after wrecking out. And this car is so slow off the get-go. But I only finished 2 seconds behind first, who was in a Ferrari. So, I'm not mad about that. Okay, here we are on a cornery race, and it looks like we lost a couple of people, which sucks because that affects the final payout, but nothing you can really do about it. We're going to find out if this car can do at least as well as it did in the last race with all these corners. I honestly do not know how this will go. But it is nice to get some drafting going. Hey, don't run into me. Even if it wasn't on purpose. Oh, yeah, I just ran into him as I'm complaining about somebody running into me, so. You know, not like I have a leg to stand on there. Hey, I'm out in front at the moment. We'll see if I can hold it, though. Oh, nope. There he goes. I mean, it really didn't take that corner too poorly, so that's nice. And again, you do need to let off of the gas while you're drifting, or you're going to sorely regret it. Because you will overdrift for sure. I mean, sometimes you want it to in a spot like that, but in other ones, you definitely don't want to. In that spot, it would have worked out really well to have a really nice drift. Oh, don't drift around or burst around corners in this car at all. So, I don't think I'm getting first. I may get second in this car. I'm not sure yet. But you can see I am just pulling on this McLaren through the dirt section because I can actually do off-road, whereas the McLaren probably can't. And I'm putting a little distance gain into the person in first. It's just a matter of catching up to them, and I'm not that far behind them, really. I just don't think I'm going to get them before the end of this race. And because this car will actually go off-road, I'm not too afraid of actually going off-road with it because it's not affecting it too much. But I do not think I am going to win this race at all. But, hey, that was a pretty good burst right there. Oh, man, that McLaren is right on my tuchus. Oh, I overdrafted it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Can I hold it? Can I hold it? Oh, who got it? Who got it? Did I get second? Or did he get it? I don't know. I think I got it. I need this timer to go away and show me, though. I hate this screen. All right, second by 0.03 of a second. But still, not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, obviously not top tier car, but still fun to drive. Alright, if I can just drive a little bit cleaner, I think I could win the race. I just have to drive cleaner. It is a very pink Porsche. And let's get the launch. Off we go. Hi ho, hi ho. There we go. So you do need to watch out with this first corner because there's a lot of times traffic right there. And traffic wants to kill you in this game. If you weren't aware. Oh god, I made a mistake trying to do that, that's for sure. What about this corner? Not too bad, really. I'm not 100% sold on this car, but it is fun to drive. I will give it that. It keeps you on your toes for sure. It's not something that's 100% you do something and you know how it's going to react. So, I mean, it at least keeps it entertaining if nothing else. And first place is right there. If I could catch him, I'd stand a chance, but oh lord. I let way off of the gas there because I didn't want to wreck out. I'd rather go a little bit slower to not have to start as slow. Then here comes the high speed corner. Or not corner, straight I meant. And we'll go out a little wide right there to not run into traffic. Well, that was fun. I think whoever's in first wrecked and then put that car right into my path. And then I just, you know, oh, come on. I didn't want to go this way. I wanted to cut the corner. Ugh. Alright. Let's see if I can make up some time and space here. You can see I am catching this McLaren. Now it's just a matter of, can I pass the McLaren before the end of this race? That's a big if. I'll take the off-road section, thank you, and I will go right past you. So, 201 going down that stretch, not too bad. My final time probably isn't going to be that great just because of that wreck. I'd love to see what it was without the wreck. 212 width, and I was catching that Ferrari, and I probably could have passed it if I wouldn't have wrecked. Maybe not, though. All in all, it's a fun car to drive in S-Class. It's definitely not top tier, but I got second overall against some pretty decent cars, so I'm not upset about that. I think it's a little bit better in A+ than it is in S. It was fun in both, and like I said, when you get out of the first couple of gears, it really does start to want to accelerate. It's just the first couple of gears it kind of bogs down. So that's going to do it for this video today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, leave some comments down below, and smash the like button. My brain went dead there for a second, and I will catch you in the next one.